What's going on, you guys? Nick Jaconi coming back at you with another video. I hope you guys are all doing well, having a great day. I ain't gonna front with you. This is the 6th time I've recorded this video because every single time I try to record it, something really stupid happens that pisses me off, whether it be the camera stops recording, the audio gets messed up, or my screen recorder just does not work, or in multiple cases, the internet just becomes super shoddy and it just stops working on my PC. So I have the camera set up right in front of me, the PC right here, and this was originally going to be a reaction video of me opening up some files after a notification I received that all the photos I shipped out to the darkroom to get developed are now done. And when they are completed, the darkroom actually sends online web versions of the photos that they developed to you so you can review them and look at them before you actually get the physical copies back. So I thought that was really cool, and I figured I would just open up the folders and show you guys my reaction to how the photos look, because it'll be, you know, refreshing and brand new to me. I haven't seen these photos at all, so I figured that would be fun for a video. But I've looked at these photos 6 times already and deleted all the content because something stupid happened in the recording or the audio, like I said. So let's cut to the chase. It's going to be a full out just review of what I think the quality is of the cameras that I use, the quality of the developing, which is, you know, at this point you would imagine it's top tier quality because it's an actual photo lab. Let's just get into it. I'll show you guys what I'm dealing with here. So we'll jump on here. So we are now in the darkroom, over 40 years, since 1976. Wow, that's pretty great. I didn't know the internet was around in 1976. Unless they were talking about an actual darkroom store. I'm sure they have a physical store you can go into. I'm just being an asshole. So I have 4 tabs open, all 4 rolls that I sent to them. Oh, by the way, I had a 5th roll that I actually brought to Walgreens. So I brought 1 roll, my first roll I ever shot with, to Walgreens, and they developed it pretty well, I would say. No issues there, I trust them. So this is my 5th roll, gave me the digital copy on CD, and of course we have all of these photo prints here, 4x6 photo prints. This 5th roll wasn't as successful as I thought, so I might go over a little bit of the photos in there to show you some of the duds and mishaps that I had with that roll in particular. These 4, though, for the most part, I went through 2 of them fully. They look pretty okay. I'm really pleased with that. So we have roll ID 4462. That is from my Shenandoah National Forest vlog trip that I went to with my friends, or that I experienced with my friends. This is the roll of film that I brought with me to shoot on my Olympus Stylus Epic Zoom 80 film point and shoot camera. So there's some cool shots on there. Roll ID 4461. That's just a roll of film that I brought with me to go on a little adventure with Nate, my co-host on Kendra and the Bagels podcast. We went to a little indie flea market in downtown St. Pete in Florida, and we just, you know, figured why not go hang out there. Brought the camera, took some interesting photos, turned out pretty well. Roll ID 4460, I think I know what it is. I haven't looked through this album yet, but this is probably the roll of film that I used on my Canon F1 SLR. So I'm actually really excited about this roll. I haven't gone through it yet. And then roll ID 4463, I went through this one a little bit. There's a couple photos I want to go over, but this one is just miscellaneous stuff from hanging out. So let's start out with 6.2. This is the Shenandoah National Forest trip, and these are some of the film photos that were taken from the trip. So I'm gonna go over the ones I actually found pretty interesting. Overall, the cover photo is really nice. It kind of shows you that it is a bit grainy, yet the quality is pretty dang good on that Olympus Stylus Epic Zoom 80. It's not as good as the original with just the prime 35mm lens, but overall, I'm actually pretty satisfied with the quality from just a little $16 point and shoot camera that I found. So that's really cool. Here's some cool shots of Nate from Kendra and the Bagels, and my good friend, of course, standing out here on this rock. This is Black Rock in Shenandoah National Forest. Beautiful, lush scenery behind him. I think the camera captured that really well. Some other great shots here. My boy Logan, great friend of mine, great friend of ours, Logan Reed, really cool guy. And this is him just standing out here on the rocks too. We got all the boys out here standing on the rocks. There's Chase. Oh man, he doesn't like pickles. That's that kid. If you listen to the podcast, he's an awesome dude. And we're all just chilling up here on Black Rock, us boys. This is the scenery that we had. It was really cool. Overall, these photos ended up looking really nice. I enjoyed them a lot. I actually like the bottom ones here too. Here's another one of Nate chilling out here on the top of Black Rock. This isn't the Black Rock, but it's a little outlook adjacent to the actual outlook area. And this is him chilling up here. I like this photo a lot, actually. It's pretty, you know, well, it is pretty, but it's also a little moment in time. I really enjoy that kind of candid look that film gives you, the nostalgic feeling. So once again, really cool shot of him standing up here with his rain boots and shorts, a nice combo he's got going on there. And then of course down here, we have some really interesting shots. Now these are probably I'm gonna turn these around in post for you guys. I shot these in a portrait mode, but they uploaded them in landscape. But this is Chase and Max chilling here at the bottom of a little runoff from White Oak Falls. This is where we went swimming. There's a lot of runoffs that go down the mountain into little creek areas. And so this is a really cool shot. I love the lush greenery of the forest surrounding them. It was a really beautiful moment. I really like the area a lot. Beautiful weather too. But when you get really hot from hiking for a couple hours, you want to cool off, and we did that here in one of the natural swimming holes. I really like this shot. This is one of the swimming holes that Logan jumped into. The water was so freezing cold at the bottom of White Oak Falls. As you can see, if it's capturing my cursor, from the top here, all the way down to where Logan is, it just keeps going, and then there'll be these natural swimming pools that we went into, and it was so refreshing. But I really like this shot, like the natural framing of the two rocks showing Logan's face right here in the middle of the water coming down from the falls. I really like the shot too. So really cool roll. I think this was very successful. This is the first roll I ever officially saw with my own eyes of the image quality from the Olympus Stylus Epic Zoom 80, so that one's really sick. Right here we got roll 4461. This is the indie fair that I went to in St. Pete with Nate, and we also met up with our good friend Tyler Freeman, a really amazing musician. And this is a really cool shot. We went to the Blind Tiger coffee shop in downtown St. Pete, and this cute little kid came up and he was like, "Play me in chess, I bet you I can beat you." And Tyler was like, "All right," because Tyler's been wanting to play chess with Nate when we're at this coffee shop. And this kid's like, "No, I want to play you in chess." He's like, all right, let's play. And when they were playing, he was basically teaching the little kid how to play properly, because he was like kind of cheating, the little kid. And it was really cute and funny, because he was like playing it like it was football, trying to get touchdowns by getting his chess pieces to the end zone, which was his little area where Tyler kept, of course, the back row of his chess pieces behind the pawns, the king, queen, and such. I'm not too familiar with chess. The inner workings of it, but it was a really cool moment. I really enjoyed it. So it's a nice little shot of them hanging out there in the coffee shop. Afterwards in St. Pete, well, when we were in St. Pete, it was just something like this, very simple, like flea market out on the sidewalk. Very indie, very Tumblr, a lot of DIY stuff. But out here on the streets, this guy was painting on cardboard, and it was so funny because he just had this little showcase box that said "dumb cheap art," and I was like, that's pretty sick. He was selling for like $5 a piece. Really interesting little stuff. This is also cool. Little part of the indie fair was inside this brewery, so of course you got some brewery vats making some beer with an American flag on it. Very patriotic image. And then later on, we went back to my place, and before that, we went and got some Taco Bell. I thought this was an interesting little shot. It kind of reminds me of something you would see from a pretty, obscure photographer from like the 1970s. They really captured a lot of light, and they really captured a lot of color, especially like William Eggleston. Not in any way, shape, or form comparing myself to William Eggleston. He's a master of photography, but this shot kind of reminds me of that time, that era. Nate standing right there in between the advertisement at Taco Bell and this dark wall from the interior with the beautiful, golden hour light shining upon him, creating a bit of a glow, and this random advert of just a giant fucking double chalupa thingy right next to him. I like this shot. I think it's actually pretty funny. At the end of the roll, I wanted to just shoot off a couple of images just because I wanted to get the roll completely done out of the way so I could send it in to get it developed. So I was just handing around the camera to everybody in the room, take some snapshots. This is a really nice little shot of my best friend in the world, Gage, and of course Nate, hanging out here in my house. And they're just chilling, being cool and stuff. This one is, let's go back. This one's nice. Don't do it, I swear to God. If this is gonna crap out again. It's probably gonna do it. I swear to God. There we go. Okay, so this one's of Gage and Fallon, two good friends of mine. I guess it was Chambray Day. I like little moments like that, and it's different when you pull out like a cell phone and take a picture like that compared to a taking a snapshot with a film camera, because it just gives that inherent like look to it. This is a nice shot to end the roll. I think I just fired off with the flash on, wasn't even giving a shit what was behind the lens. And turned out it was a good little picture in 8. That's a nice one. I like that one a lot. So that turned out pretty good. So this one is roll. Ooh, I don't want to. I'll say that one for last. Okay, I haven't gone through the last roll yet. The one on the Canon F1. So this one is roll 4463. There's some cool shots in here. Like I said, this is miscellaneous photos. A couple of them look pretty cool, but for the most part, not a lot of them look that interesting. This is just me bringing the camera with me, hanging out with some of the bros, and just seeing if I can find any cool moments. This is probably one of the cooler images in the roll. And this is this Hyundai Genesis. I don't know which version it is, but it had these really dope wheels on it, and it was like pointing that out. And I think film photography definitely goes hand in hand with car photography. It gives a nice nostalgic look, because I think photography, cars, street culture, fashion, it all kind of mends together into a really cool subculture. So this is a nice image. Of course, we have the film photo blemishes that will appear occasionally on photos. I think it lends itself. It looks interesting. I like the composition of the car coming into shot with the showcase of the wheels right there. Being nice and flashy, of course. Sorry about that. The camera just stopped recording because this video just doesn't want to be made, apparently. This little shot is of me and Nate, or Nate and I, chilling at Goodwill. He found these snow pants because he's been looking for overalls for a very long time. He could never find any, and he eventually just found these at Goodwill, but they're not normal jean overalls, they're snow pants, and we live in Florida, so it's not gonna go well, but he looks good in them. They're form-fitting. He was very happy about it. $5, couldn't pass it up, so we just went in the mirror. I like this a lot. Not a lot left in this roll that are, very interesting to me. This one's kind of interesting. It's a very mundane shot. It definitely reminds me, like I was saying earlier, of some, kind of typical film photos. I think film lends itself also to very mundane, weird, abandoned shots in life, and I thought this was interesting. A little bit of a motif with the lights here. It's boring, yes, but I think I purposely thought about that before I hit the shutter button. So yeah, it's a little interesting image. This abandoned gas station warehouse that we found in the rural parts of where I live, because we do live in very rural Florida. So this is a larger landscape of some of the cow fields we found. So yeah, that roll's kind of interesting. Nothing too special going on there. Some of the photos aren't that great, but that's okay. I'm actually very excited about this roll because I haven't gone through this one yet, because the cover photo was blurry. So these are the rolls taken off of my Canon F1. So these, in comparison to the Olympus Stylus Epic Zoom 80, should be a lot better in quality. At least I hope. Yeah, they look pretty good. Okay, so the first couple shots I really enjoy. This was at, oh yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, I like that a lot. These are sort of like little suburban beach homes near Lido Beach, one of the major beaches in Sarasota, Florida. And I love these little beach homes. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that a lot. The palm trees I wish weren't there, but I like the shot of the light, the beautiful light coming out on the old school Chevy truck. I mean, I love the suburban look that comes with these like little beach homes. This was a weird bundle of trees just sitting on the road. Nothing too interesting. It was kind of cool. This is an interesting little shot. Once again, I'm going to flip these around in post so you guys can see them a lot better. This is meant to be in portrait mode, but this is just like the back of a building, and they had this random cardboard cutout of like this, I guess he's a Spanish trumpet player. More suburbia. I love the light coming down on these like just little quaint homes here by the beach. I like that photo a lot too. We were driving by the beach, and I was like, this tree looks really interesting. I can do a little bit of editing to it, but I just like the look of it. Just this tree chilling right here. It looks so odd with the the warped branches and such. So I like these images a lot. This one's of a little bridge thingy going out to Beer Can Island. That's the island we went to. We finished up our day there. Oh my god. Enough said with that one. Ookie bookie, that's all I'll say for that. That's my boy Michael. Oh, this is a nice little image. I like that a lot. Yeah, so this is the light, beautiful time to go out and get some good photos with around 5 to 8 o'clock right after sunset, light coming down on all this driftwood just sitting here on the beach. I like this image a lot, actually. I really think the quality of the Canon F1 turned out to be better than I thought. This is a nice little image too, again, of Gage and Fallon. We're chilling out here on the boardwalk. I like that a lot. Just more cool little moments of us hanging out. I really enjoy that a lot. Dude fishing right there on the pier. Love the water. The water looks nice. And then, of course, some pictures of the sky right after sunset with the moon, the crescent moon in the background. Really nice photo. I actually like this roll a lot. I think this roll was very successful. I was able to let a lot of light in on this lens. This is a little interesting photo. I wish that it came out differently, but I kind of like the way it came out anyway. Just there's so much dead trees and driftwood, or there's so many dead trees and driftwood on this beach. They're just everywhere, and it looks really sick. So I figured I would get a nice shot of this giant dead tree just sitting here on the beach. It's a really interesting area. A lot of people come here to take photos, whether it be for, like, you know, Instagram, or some people were actually taking wedding photos there. This is another interesting little image. A lot more of this driftwood just chilling about. There's this family sitting in the middle, and I thought I had a little cool point of view. So that is mostly it for all these photos. I think they all came out looking pretty good. I would say that the Canon F1 definitely has some really good image quality at a good time of day, as long as you have a lot of light coming in. One of the first rolls I ever shot with was on the Canon F1, but I did not know how to use it. Aperture, I didn't know how to use shutter speed, so the photos didn't come out exactly looking how I wanted them to. I think these photos are way more successful on the Canon F1. But the Olympus Stylus Epic Zoom 80 did produce some really cool images as well. I'm really pleased with how they turned out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed looking at these images online with me. I'm very happy about a lot of them, and I hope you guys enjoyed looking at them with me. I'm super pleased with majority of them, especially the ones I sent in to the darkroom.com. Once again, I'm not sponsored by the Darkroom at all. It's just the website that I used and was recommended to by many forums and other YouTube videos of people that use film as their medium. It's a great website. I recommend it highly. They just sent me, of course, the online versions of all of the film photos that I took, but in a couple days, I'm assuming they'll get back to me physically, and they'll send me like a receipt and, of course, the negatives. That's the most important part. They'll physically send you back your film negatives, and I think some scans if you pay for them. Of course, it's going to be a little bit extra, and a CD of them digitally. It's, you know, just me reviewing all of the really cool photos that I took and reacting to how they turned out. So I'm really pleased with it. It's exciting. It's a mystery up until the point where they get developed and sent back to you. And that's what I love about it. So that's gonna wrap it up for me, guys. I hope you guys have an excellent day. Thank you for tuning in, watching my video. Remember to go in the link in the description, check out my podcast on SoundCloud and Spotify, Kendra and the Bagels. I'm gonna have weekly uploads on there, and of course on the YouTube channel. So thank you so much for viewing. You guys have an excellent day. Thank you so much. I'll see you later.
Fuck.